Here's to our country markets, to the moms and the pops, to the 3 generations strong, to the lifeblood of our communities, for prepping our meals and lending a hand through the good times and challenging times.
I'll be there when you need me. You can count on it every time.
Thank you for always being there for us. Your friends at G-Stone Motors.
Welcome in, race fans, here tonight to the Lernerville Speedway here tonight for the G-Stone Motors 358 Modified Series presented by the 802 iRacing League. Round number 2 here after the exciting race last week where yours truly decided to go lose his voice. So tonight, race fans, it's not just myself up here in the booth. I brought along a great friend of mine, Al Smith. Al, welcome to round number 2 here for the 358 Modifieds.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks for giving me a call this afternoon and inviting us down here to the Lernerville Speedway, which is 30 cars signed in. Should be a good night of racing. We'll have to send 6 cars home in the box a little bit later on after qualifying.
That's right. We have some of our Super Dirt Car Series heat races coming up here a little bit. You know, the Super Dirt Car Series came on this season on board with the passing points, and coming into the night, the top 3 in the Super Dirt Car Series passing points for our heat races, Brian Lawson, Logan Wentz, and Gary Steele, both having 4 points to their names here tonight, seeing if those drivers can pick up a couple of those heat races. Heat races tonight will be 4 heat races. We will lock in 5 drivers out of each heat race, 8 laps the distance for them before we head to a last chance qualifier, which will be 10 laps. We'll take 4 drivers out of that last chance qualifier. The drivers, though, that want to have some good runs here tonight, how about the driver from last week that picked up a win, the 007 of Agent Bachman? Sam Bachman went to victory lane for his first career victory with the series. Scotty Rione finished in P number 2, and Joshua Leclerc back into the 3rd spot. Al, a lot of drivers out there tonight looking to see if they can add their name to the record books as a winner.
Yeah, Lernerville is going to be one of those tricky tracks that we're going to have to stay on the racetrack. As you know, Roger, no outside retaining wall around the speedway except down the front stretch to separate themselves from the fan base that has packed it in here once again for the 802 Small Block Series presented by G-Stone Motors. And glad to see some names I'm familiar with as we get ready to see what's going to happen in qualifying, which will set up tonight's heat races. It'll happen in just a little bit's time as cars start to roll out onto the speedway for their qualifying efforts.
So qualifying here tonight, we will take, well, these drivers, 30 of them here tonight, will get 2 laps of qualifying, and the drivers that will have some of the best times, well, we will invert them. What do I mean by inverting? Well, when we set the field here tonight, the fastest guy will not start on the pole of his respective heat race. He will actually start back into the 4th position. So the top 4 drivers will invert their heat races here tonight. We will automatically shuffle that board for you race fans. We know how sometimes when we do those inverts here via the iRacing.com servers, those can get a little challenging. Al, 30 drivers, we already talked about it, logging in here to the night. You watched a little bit of that hot lap session we had before tonight. Who did you see towards the top of the list that you're going to be watching here tonight?
I think we got to look at that 116 of Geik as he was sitting in the top of the scoring sheet at the end of practice. We'll have to look and see what kind of lap times that they get as they head in here to through their qualifying sessions as we work through this here, Roger. I think it's going to be those, and I think it's going to be some of those drivers that maybe aren't as good on a fresher track as this track transitions throughout the race tonight. We see who will be able to work it through those positions up through on an ever-evolving racetrack here tonight at the Lernerville Speedway.
So we talked about the 24 cars that will start here into our feature tonight. I promise you, race fans, the race control here tonight did tell me after last week's little bit of a snafu of starting 30 cars, which was great for some of these drivers in week number 1. You always like to get some points up underneath your belt. So the more cars we started last week was good, well, just about for everybody. Some drivers, though, that last week got left out. CJ LeVere, he's back here tonight. He's a past winner with the series. I'm going to be looking to see the revenge for car number 4 for CJ LeVere coming into the night. He is currently out there qualifying. We'll get those qualifying results for you race fans here in just a couple of moments. But Al, what do you say we pay one of those bills real quick and we'll be back here to the Lernerville Speedway.
Everybody has some kind of a hobby, and seems that mine was collecting stuff. I've got to the point where I've had to get rid of some of this, and G-Stone Motors, they didn't take anything in trade. I'd trade my Caterpillar D4D bulldozer for a pickup. I think it's great service for people to trade in something. The G-Stone Motors team is a great group of people that I would recommend to anybody.
G-Stone Motors, your family Ford dealership, Route 7 South, Middlebury, Vermont.
My father, Gardner Stone, has grown our dealership with one thing in mind: to treat people the way you want to be treated. Well, the way you buy a vehicle now is everything is ordered, so customers have to pick where they want to buy a vehicle. The people coming back for their second, their third, their fourth, their fifth vehicle, it's a good relationship, but that tells you that they know that we're going to take care of them. At G-Stone Motors, we just don't make customers, we make long-lasting friends, and I think that separates us.
G-Stone Motors, Route 7 South, Middlebury, Vermont.
Welcome back here to Lernerville, race fans. As you can hear, I had to wet the old whistle. I had to pay a couple of those bills there, brought to us tonight by G-Stone Motors. G-Stone Motors, your family Ford dealer located in Middlebury, Vermont. We thank the whole Stone family and everybody back there in Vermont for helping us out here, bringing you, race fans, these live pictures from the virtual iRacing.com platform here tonight for some of the drivers that you watch growing up, for some of the drivers that you watch at your local short tracks, and, well, maybe you even catch them over on Dirt Vision or Flow. You get to see them here in the off-season race on the iRacing.com platform. So we thank not only G-Stone Motors and the Stone family, but we thank all of you race fans that are tuning in out there, and yes, you can hear it. Roger here tonight, yep, he lost a little bit of his voice, so that's why we have Al Smith. Al Smith just ran for a hot dog and a Coca-Cola real quick, so he'll be back with us in just a couple of moments. I can tell you here tonight, Anthony Roselli will take the top spot in qualifying, so congratulations to Anthony Roselli. Last week, he was running towards the front, and the wheels kind of fell off it. He finished back into the 5th position. He was in the running late, and then all of a sudden, caution flags at the end of that race did not go his way. So qualifying here tonight going to Anthony Roselli. Anthony Roselli, I just saw on Facebook, got done, I believe it was with a triathlon. So he competed in one of those, and tonight he'll compete here with the 358 Modified Series. Just a couple of moments, heat race number 1 about to come our way. .30 drivers did log in here tonight to take a qualifying time. So 31 is our exact number, one driver not taking a qualifying effort. Heat race number 1 coming our way, and it will look right like this for heat race number 1. 10 drivers, and this is how they'll start. Starting on the pole here of heat race number 1, it'll be car number 57 out of New York. That'll be Daniel Smith. To his outside, driving the 883 entry, that'll be Bud Molyneux. And how about the driver that'll start to the inside of row number 2, the driver out of Syracuse, New York, car number 79. That'll be the Super Dirt Car Series driver. That'll be Dean Reynolds. Anthony Roselli, you see, he is back into the 4th spot. He had the quick time. He'll start back in 4th, though, as of the invert. Car number 7 out of upstate New York. Driving car number 7 here tonight. He finished in the 3rd position last week in the feature. That'll be Joshua Leclerc. How about the driver of car number 28? That'll be Jeff Sharp. He'll start back into the 6th spot. And car number 18 here tonight. He's one of those top drivers in passing points. That'll be Logan Wentz. And car number 18, he'll start in 7th. Harold Klump in car number 2 will start all the way back into the 8th position. Craig Bristol missed the feature last week. Back for redemption. He'll start 9th. And how about Trevor McCoy in the 00 entry? He'll start 10th here tonight in our first heat race of the evening. That's your first heat race lineup of the night. Remember, 4 heat races here on the docket this evening. 8 laps the distance in all of our heat races. 5 to qualify. So looking at the top 5 here tonight out of heat race number 1. Who do you have out of heat race number 1 here tonight? Will it be Craig Bristol or McCoy starting at the back of the field? Maybe Daniel Smith can walk away with another top spot here in his heat race. Maybe Dean Reynolds, if he doesn't flatten the pancake the front end of that car here tonight. Got to pick on Dean. He told me with my voice being lost here tonight, I wouldn't get to pick on him, but we're finding a way because there is a will. Just like the hammer has dropped 8 laps the distance here. Heat race number 1 is underway. Down to the corner, you see the 57 go to the bottom side. Looking 3 wide already. Here comes Anthony Roselli trying to thread the needle. The Van Sickle Electric number 7 trying to work in the middle groove to the inside of him, though, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Nothing going to work that time around. It'll be lap number 1 going to the number 57 of Daniel Smith as they work down the back straightaway again. 3 wide. They're going to put that number 7 back into the middle. 79 of Reynolds down low. Bud Molyneux to the outside there. Inside, going to work that time for the number 79 of Dean Reynolds. Reynolds looking hot to trot here early. The top 5 spots, though, back into that transfer spot. There it is, car number 18. He's battling with the number 7. That'll be Wentz in the 18, Leclerc in the 7. Leclerc around the outside. 5 laps to go that time at the stripe. And it is a log jam at that transfer spot tonight. A little rubbing there as the number 18 of Logan Wentz moved up into the outside groove there. Leclerc going to hop the wheel and he'll lose a position. Not only did he lose the position to him, here comes Bud Molyneux down to the inside. There's that 883 entry. Molyneux currently holding on to that final transfer spot as they work into turns 3 and 4 here. They're going to see 3 laps to go up on the big board, and right now there's a battle for the race lead. Here comes Dean Reynolds utilizing the middle section of the speedway here. Smith down around the bottom side, Reynolds using the middle, and here comes Anthony Roselli. It's going to be a 3-horse race here with 2 laps to go. 2 times around here. 1 car out of shape out of turn number 4 to be car number 7. That was Joshua Leclerc, last week's 3rd place finisher. He is now currently running back into the 10th position as next time by we're going to see the white silk fly as Dean Reynolds down into turn 3 and now out of 4 will take the race lead. Reynolds trying to pick up his first heat race win of the season. Reynolds is a 3-time heat race winner here on the tour last season. Looking to add another one here in the second race of the season. Heat race number 1 will go to Dean Reynolds. Reynolds will come across the line. It'll be Daniel Smith, Anthony Roselli, Logan Wentz, and Bud Molyneux in the top 5. Everybody else going to have to go to those last chance qualifiers coming up here in just a couple of moments. Al, welcome back here into the booth as we had a great race here. I know you're just kind of getting that Diet Coke worked in. Heat race number 2, though, will line up like this. We'll let Al catch up on that Diet Coke he's got. So, starting on the front row here of heat race number 2, it will look right like this. The Venom Racing, number 9 of Brian Lawson will snag the pole here for heat race number 2. Dustin Coggin in car number 44. He'll start back into the P number 2 spot. And how about CJ Lavere? Car number 4 will roll from 3rd. 4th position be the 007 of Sam Bachman. He'll start 4th. And how about Garen Brimmer, the driver out of Texas? He will go from P number 5. John Morano in car number 33 will go from the 6th starting spot. And Sean Green, car number 27, will roll from 7th. Rolling from the 8th spot, it'll be Glenn Sharp in car number 99. And how about Mr. Ritter? Car number 16 of Stephen Ritter will start 9th. Starting into the 10th position, that'll be Andrew Hansley. Hansley there in car number 126. So that's your starting lineup here for the second heat race of the evening. We're ready to go, locked and loaded after that one. Who will it be this time? Dean Reynolds started the inside row of number 2, and he was able to pick up the win in heat race number 1. Does that mean maybe it's going to be the inside of row number 2 again? That'll be CJ Lavere here tonight. Maybe Brian Lawson from the pole, or how about the 44 of Dustin Coggin? Coggin showed a lot of speed last week in the feature, having a late spin in the feature negated his run that he had all race long. So ready to go here as the iRacing.com pace track will make its way to the safety of pit road. Put another 8 laps on the board, another 10 drivers, 5 to qualify here at a heat race number 2. It'll be Brian Lawson bringing us to green this time. A little bit of a slow start there, but the green flag is back up here tonight. This is the second heat race of the evening. CJ Lavere wasting no time. Oh, Garen Brimmer, little contact there. He's going to lose 2 spots down the back straight away. Lap number 1 going to go to Brian Lawson out front, watching right here on the transfer bubble. That number 33 that you see, that is John Morano. Morano currently holding the final transfer spot. Sam Bachman 1 spot in, and there's a battle for second. That is the 44 of Dustin Coggin, and C.J. Lavere. Lavere down to the bottom side. Now they're going to go 3 wide with Bachman in the middle. Back there, they were able to settle it out. It's Lawson, Lavere, Coggin, Bachman, and Morano. Here comes Sean Green in the yellow number 27 down the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. Not able to get the grip off the corner. He'll fall back into position. Brimmer to the outside of him in the GBR Racing entry. Both drivers on the outside looking in. Ritter back there also sharp, just hanging off the back end of this pack. It's still Lawson out front with 4 laps to go. It's Lawson, Lavere, Bachman, Coggin. Morano still holding on. Green just behind him in that number 27. C.J. Lavere putting a little pressure on for the race lead, but here comes Bachman. Also a great run off the top shelf of 3 and 4. Bachman to go to the bottom here, trying to get to the inside of the Public Enemy setup shot number 4 of C.J. Lavere. Lavere was able to hold that spot. Look at Bachman again with a great run off turn number 4 as the popsicle sticks are up into the air. Look at Bachman. He'll go down there. He'll pull that left front down there onto the grass. Try to get that car to rotate through the corner. Watch him again. He'll go top shelf 3 and 4. Everybody else running that middle groove. Here comes Coggin down to the bottom side as the white flag is in the air. Final trip around here. It's Lawson, it's Lavere, Bachman, Coggin, and now it's Green. Green is in. Watch the battle for the race lead as they work down the back straightaway for the final time. The white silk will be out this time at the line. It's going to go to Brian Lawson. Lawson will lock himself in with a win. It'll be C.J. Lavere, Bachman, Coggin, and Green in the final transfer spots. Everybody else going to have to go to that last chance qualifier here tonight. Looking like another one of these heat races coming up here. Heat race number 3 coming to the grid. Taking the pole here for heat race number 3, the driver of the 116 entry out of Georgia, that'll be Jimmy Geikus. The driver that finished on the podium last week, car number 4, that'll be Scotty Riome. Back into the 3rd starting spot tonight, it'll be the number 110, that'll be Kelly Wheeler. Mike Brewer out of Pennsylvania in the Kubota number 39 will start into the 4th spot. Cody Harris in car 20 will start in 5th. Brendan Guerin making his return back to the series here tonight. Car number 4 will start into the 6th spot. And Ronald Lucy in car number 5 will start 7th. Speedy Brissett here tonight, the 03 entry, will be starting into the 8th spot. Ty Dickinson in car number 67 will start into the 9th spot, and Gary Steele will round out our field here. 10 drivers, another 5 to qualify, another 8 laps here, and I believe Al, you made it back. You finally got done drinking that Diet Coke.
Yeah, the Diet Coke, and got stopped down there, talking to people, and well, friendly people down here in Lernerville, and we missed those first 2 heat races, but we're ready to go with this one. It's going to be an exciting one, as the first 2 were. 8 laps is the distance. Top 5 will transfer automatically into tonight's big show. As you got some fast cars out there in this one there, Roger.
Yeah, fast cars. You got Scotty Riome on the front row. You got Geikus right there. Brand new paint scheme on his number 116 entry here tonight. Don't forget about Wheeler. I mean, you look top to bottom here. This field is stacked here. 8 laps on the board. The iRacing.com pace truck in and off the racing surface. Geikus going to fire off at turn number 4. He'll take the jump. He'll take the lead to turn number 1. That'll leave everybody else side by side. Here comes the 20 down to the inside. Oh, a little contact back there. They're going to shuffle one of them out. That's going to be Ronald Lucy. He'll be all the way back to the 10th position.
Yeah, Lucy back there already battling with it. The air is now Scotty Riome trying to get a nice run down the front stretch. 3 wide behind them as Brewer tries to split the difference with the 39, the Kubota entry. He tried to work underneath the 11 of Wheeler, and Cody Harris in that number 20 car digging down to the bottom side. Here comes Speedy Brissett and Brandon Guerin. They're battling it back there as they are both on the outside looking in. They have their sights set on that number 20 as they work down here to turn number 3. The 4 of Guerin going to take a look to the inside, rubbing rails off of turn number 4.
Rubbings racing off of 4. It gets real tight. A little bit of a bump down there on the exit of turn number 4. That shoved the 4, that body armor entry up the speedway into the 20. That is Harris running the outside. Right now, Cody Harris still has the transfer spot as they're running. Brandon going to slip that time. Here comes now. That is the 03 of Speedy Brissett with a brand new draw tie paint scheme on that number 03.
Yeah, Brissett working into the 6th spot now, trying to bring there, and he's brought Ty Dickinson in that number 67 car along with him as well. Brissett right to the back bars as we got a good battle shaping up here for the final transfer spot. They're working down here. Lap number 5 is what they're working. It'll be 2 laps to go shortly here. Is this battle really shaping up as they are slitting it up front as Sky Riom trying to make a move on Geikis, unable to do so for your race lead, but all eyes are on that final transfer spot. Brissett has it. Dickinson now putting his nose into there as that 67 car. One transfer spot ready to go. The top 4 cars has pulled away from this battle. They work down here with the run to the outside. Here comes Brissett. He gets the door slammed into turn number 3.
It'll be Geikis off of turn number 4. Jimmy Geikis will pick up the win. So Jimmy picking up the win. It'll be Scotty Riom, Kelly Wheeler, Mike Brewer, and Cody Harris will hold on to the final transfer spot. So Geikis will lock himself in to a good starting spot here. He'll start P number 3 in our feature coming up. But the lucky dog will be Cody Harris. He will not have to go to a last chance qualifier here tonight. So that'll be 3 heat races in 15 cars qualified into the A main. And another one of those G-Stone Motors heat races coming at us. And the starting lineup will look right like this. Starting here, P number 1 for the final heat race of the evening. As I lied, we're only going to go 3 heat races. So Al, we're going to get a C and a B.
A C and a B. The alphabet soup. Someone might be eating some soup here tonight.
Well,
that'll be interesting.
I can tell you, Al, I need some soup myself for being under the weather. But hey, how about this? This is your starting lineup for your first consolation race here this evening. Car number 28 of Jeff Sharp out of the Thunder Ridge Racing entry. He'll start P number 1. To his outside, it'll be the 03 of Speedy Brissett. Then it'll be Garen Brimmer in car number 3 out of Texas. He'll start P3. Craig Bristol out of New York in car number 39 will start back into the 4th spot. And Brandon Guerin in car 04, or car 4 for your race fans, he'll start into the 5th spot. Stephen Ritter out of the Infinity Racing number 16 stable, he'll start P6. Trevor McCoy will be the shotgun to the field driver in the 00 entry. He'll start 7th. So Al, if my math is right, we took 15 drivers here tonight out of our heat races. 24 to the feature, though.
Yes. I believe your math should be correct.
I took my shoes off, I swear, Al.
I could smell it.
Well, at least your old nose is still working over there. But I smell race fuel.
In this one, I do. I love the smell of race fuel, and as we are in the colder months, as we all don't like that, but we get to have some fun with this here. 8 laps in the distance. Like 4 cars will transfer into tonight's B main. Or are these 2 B mains, Roger?
2 B mains, I do believe we're going with here. I said a C and a B, but hey, you know what? They're 2 Bs.
All right, so top 4 will transfer. It is pace truck down and away. We are underway. Jeff Sharp going to mash the gas first here in these G-Stone Motors 358 series. Down here in the turn 1 and 2, they come. Brissett with a nice run to the outside. Here comes Bristol in the 039 car. He's working there on the outside as the Sharp Mobile, the 28. He'll go from the pole back to 3rd in 1 lap. He's still in a transfer spot as the battle for that 4th and final transfer spot was 3 wide. 1 car goes around. That was Trevor McCoy. And McCoy facing the wrong way off of turn number 2. We stay green so far.
Coming around to complete the first 2 laps, Speedy Brissett is the top spot driver. Craig Bristol, Jeff Sharp, and then it's Garen Brimmer. Brimmer holding on to that 4th spot here, but he's trying to advance his position. If he can pick up a couple more here in this B main, he can take a couple rows in that starting field of the 24 cars going to the feature event here. He's still working to the outside. That's the 28 of Jeff Sharp down to the inside. He's got that car wound up to the outside. This track here going through a transformation where it seems to be going to the top right now.
Yeah, we're going to see that transformation continue to happen, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's A main event where the track we should have 2-3 different grooves, as they already have 2. Is now Sharp going to drop it to the inside lane through turns 3 and 4. Trying to get around Brimmer is Sharp on the hot seat at that final transfer spot, and here comes the number 4, Brandon Guerin. Guerin closing in on that body armor number 4, closing in on the 28, a sharp 5-car tango up at the front of this one for 4 spots into tonight's feature with just 2 laps to go.
So the popsicle sticks in the air that time by at the line. Speedy Brissett trying to run away and hide with this one. As you see the battle just outside that transfer spot. Brandon trying to work off the top shelf. Not going to be able to find the digs.
Brissett Soul leads it down the backstretch. Here comes the number 4 of Grand. One last ditch effort through turns 3 and 4. He's going to try to cut it up low, but Sharp will hold on to that 4th and final transfer spot.
Two more rotations. Al, we miscounted. I thought I took my shoes off. You were using my toes.
Well, you lost 2 at work. I forgot about that.
And now the white silk will fly into the air for Speedy Brissett, Craig Bristol, Garen Brimmer, and Jeff Sharp. There it is. Brandon Steele trying to get the body armor entry up into that 4th position. Final time into the corner here. Brandon going to go to the bottom side. It'll be Speedy Brissett, though, picking up the win here. And it'll be Brissett, Bristol, Brimmer, and Sharp.
Sharp able to hold off a hard-charging Brandon Garan. His Grand, Ritter, and McCoy will all go to tonight's box. I guess they're loaded up and head on down the road as B main consolation number 2 rolls up onto the racetrack. Roger, and I believe you have the starting grid.
I got the 8 drivers ready to roll here for the second B main of the evening. The driver out of the Murano Racing Stables, number 33 of John Murano, will snag the pole. It is outside the driver out of Pennsylvania, driving the 2K entry. That'll be Harold in car number 2. Ty Dickinson in car number 67 here tonight. He will start back into the number 3 position. And Hal Belt Sharp, the driver out of Carolina, driving car number 99. That'll be Glenn Sharp. He'll start back in the 4th spot. Joshua Leclerc, the driver that finished on the podium last week, having to come from a B main here tonight. He'll start back in 5th. Ronald Lucy in car number 5 will start back in 6th. And that'll be Andrew Hansley in car number 126. Gary Steele out of Florida will start back there, P number 8. That's your starting lineup here for the final B main of the evening.
4 more drivers looking to lock themselves into tonight's main event. It isn't Racing Fickle. As you said, the driver from last week here in this feature, Leclerc, finds himself starting deep in this one. Has to make up a couple spots to even try to make it into tonight's AMA as the pace truck has pulled into the safe haven of Pit Road. Green flag in Joshua Morano's lap. Green flag is up. We're underway with consolation number 2. 4 more drivers trying to make their way in as it was Morano jumping out to the early race lead. But here comes Clump to the outside. Glenn Sharp in the 99 automobile. He's working into the 3rd spot. Then it's 4 wide for spot number 4. Leclerc trying to dig down low in that number 7 car. He's up to the 5th spot. Can he get more? He's working the extreme inside of the racetrack. And in the consolation number 1, you saw the outside be the lane that you want to be. Leclerc, though, in the 5th, and he's still looking to try to make some ground up as the 67 of Dickinson and Glenn Sharp run side by side in front of him.
How about back there, though? Leclerc and Steele having a little bit of a battle just outside the transfer positions as they're still locked bars to bars there. And a little contact there. The 67, Dickinson, going to lose a spot. Now he's locked into the battle back there with the 88 of Steele. There's Leclerc. Some more sparks flying. Leclerc up over the berm down the back straightaway.
And more contact for Leclerc, and he's going to get sent into there. His tires are off and up and over he'll go. So Leclerc's going to come to a crashing end here as now Steele on the hot seat as he battles with Glenn Sharp and Ronald Luzzi in the number 5 car. Dickinson working to the inside. He'll slide up in front of the 88 of Steele. Those are their top 4. A little bit of distance now for Glenn Sharp have to make up. He finds himself a little bit deeper back there as he is about half a second behind those 2 is Steele trying to get some insurance spots here as they cross the line just past the halfway, working lap number 6.
Lap 6 with just 4 laps to go when they come by the line this time. It'll be 3 laps to go. Harold out front to called a Tuesday night little bit of a stroll. One car down to the inside there, a little bit slow. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the number 126 of Hansley. At the front of the field, though, Harold still out front. Morano back there into the second spot. Then it's Dickinson and Steele. That's how they are. The top 4 broken away. Ronald Lucy back there. He is currently sitting, about 6-7 car lengths, but as the popsicle sticks that time are up into the air.
That they are, and they work here off the corner for Klump. He's held the race lead since the green flag has come out. White flag is out. John Morano holding on to the number 2 spot, and Ty Dickinson and Gary Steele will work off a turn before, but Klump will pick up consolation race number 2. Morano, Dickinson, and Steele all punching their tickets into tonight's A main. Ronald Lucy, Glenn Sharp, Andrew Hansley, and Josh Seclair will put it into the box for another go in 1 week's time. And well, Roger, we have our 24 cars that are going to race here this afternoon. They'll get a quick hot lap session up onto the racetrack as we get ready to go with tonight's main event.
As we let these drivers work in this speedway just a little bit, race fans, let's get the invocation played here, and we'll be back for your feature just after this here tonight with the G-Stone Motors 358 Modified Series brought to us by 802 iRacing League. Don't go anywhere, race fans. The feature coming up next.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Motorsports and racing cars is a big part of the heritage here at G-Stone Motors. Todd and I have been racing each other for years. I love the one-on-one competition. It comes bottom line, we're all behind each other and support each other with everything we do. I think that says a lot about our company's culture. I'm Vince Quinville, Service Manager at G-Stone Motors.
G-Stone Motors, your family Ford dealership. Route 7 South, Middlebury, Vermont.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Lernerville Speedway here tonight. Round number 2 for the G-Stone Motors 358 Modified Series presented by 802 iRacing League. Tonight here, well, we're ready to go, race fans. We have our field ready to start this one off. The heat races are in, the B mains are done, the field is set, we're ready to go racing. Race fans, we thank you again for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to join not only myself with Mr. Me, losing my voice. We brought Al Smith in, so we hope you're enjoying Al Smith up here tonight with us. Al, thank you for joining us. I hope you're ready for 35 laps here tonight of the feature.
It's going to be 35 hard ground-pounding laps for the mighty modifieds of the Northeast, and really looking forward to this one, Roger. 23 drivers making it into tonight's main event. We got some fast guys that have put it in the box. They'll load it next week, but tonight we still got 35 laps here at Lernerville. Yeah, Lernerville, one of those tough, tricky racetracks, and it's going to be a good one.
That's right, and as he says that, this is your starting lineup here tonight for the Modifieds. Starting on the pole here tonight in car number 57, that will be the number 57 of Daniel Smith. Starting to the outside of him, the driver out of Georgia. That'll be Jimmy Geikus. Brian Lawson in the number 09 will start back into P number 3, and starting 4th will be the Super Dirt Car Series number 79 of Dean Reynolds. CJ Lavere missed last week's feature, but tonight he'll start 5th in car number 4. To the outside of him, another number 4, that'll be Scotty Riome. See if he can tap dance his way into another podium spot. He'll start 6th. 7th here tonight, the driver out of Pennsylvania, driving the number 7 entry. That'll be Anthony Roselli. And how about last week's winner, the 007 of Agent Bachman? Sam Bachman will roll from 8th. Kelly Wheeler there in car number 11. We will start 9th, and that'll be Logan Wentz in car number 18. He'll start 10th. Just outside the top 10, the car number 44, that'll be Dustin Coggin. Mike Brewer in the Kubota number 39 will start 12th. 13th on the call here tonight, that'll be the number 883. That'll be Bud Molyneux. Sean Green back into the car number 27 will start 14th. Cody Harris in car number 20. He'll start 15th here tonight. And your drivers out of your B mains will start 16th through the rest of the field. That'll be Speedy Brissett starting 16th. Harold Klump in car number K2 starting in 17th. Craig Bristol in the number 39 will start into the 18th spot. How about John Morano, car number 33, going 19th. Garen Brimmer will start 20th here tonight. 21st is going to go to the number 67. That'll be Ty Dickinson. Jeff Sharp will start back in 22nd. And Gary Steele will start 23rd.
Remember, the top 4 did invert, so that's going to give Dean Reynolds and Brian Lawson the front row as the pace truck getting ready to go. 35 laps for the G-Stone Motors 358 series presented by the 802 Racing League. Getting ready to go green flag racing in the packed house at Lernerville. Green flag is up and we're underway.
As the modified storm to turn number 1, Reynolds going to go bottom shelf to top shelf. Here comes the number 4, CJ Lavere down the back straightaway. He'll make it 3 wide. He'll put Geikus in the middle. To the outside goes Brian Lawson. Lap number 1 going to go in the books, and it'll go to the number 79 of Dean Reynolds.
Reynolds working the outside. He's got the number 9 of Lawson right there. Here comes Lavere working the inside. He's trying to make something happen. Will he try to do the slide job? He does not. He keeps it right there around the bottom. He's able to keep it there. Got a little room up there to get to the high side. He does not. Anthony Riome working here. Here comes Roselli. Roselli working the outside. He's going to take 2 cars in 1 and 2. Now has his sights on Geikus as he runs in the 5th spot, trying to chase down that all-important top 3 podium. 3 wide, 1 car sideways. Hang on to it. That's the 44 Coggin. Big pile up in turns 1 and 2.
Bunch of them turned around down here. One of them up over the bank, and I don't know if that's a kickflip 360 rollover by the 39B of Mike Brewer, but we're going to go with it. Whatever iRacing says, that's what we kind of have to go with here tonight, right? So, well, first caution flag of the evening. Coggin involved. Brewer, Molyneux. Looks like Brimmer. Green, Brissett, and Sharp also. These drivers, as you see, the number 44 of Dustin Coggin, go headed to the hot pits here tonight. These drivers do have what in iRacing they call a quick repair, a fast repair, a brand new backup car. Watch it again here as the 007 Bachman and the 44 of Coggin make a little contact there. Brewer nowhere to go. You see everybody up over the bank. Brimmer goes over the bank, does a 360, keeps going. And then Al, I'm still not sure what Brewer's car did.
I'm not sure, but he stuck the landing. That was pretty impressive.
Wonder if the Canadian judge would have gave him a 10.
Well, maybe. I'm not sure.
We'll leave it up for debate.
Yes, I mean, you know how those judges are from north of the border.
So that'll be the first caution flag of the evening here. These drivers, I do say, race fans, I know for a lot of you race fans that travel to your local short tracks, you don't get to see a lot of drivers pull out a backup car in the middle of a feature. We're calling it an iRacing thing. So some of these drivers will get to pull those backup cars out, and they'll get back out onto the racetrack. Dean Reynolds is still your race leader here as we work under the first caution flag of the evening. 5 laps are completed here tonight at the Lernerville Speedway. Al, 5 laps in, still 30 to go. Heck of a lot of racing room.
Got a regular 30 lap Saturday night shootout coming at you. Is the first 5 laps. Looks like Dean Reynolds going to choose, I believe, the outside. I believe he does get the chance to choose. Brian Lawson will have to restart on an inside lane as everybody doubles up behind the pace truck. I believe the lights will go out this time by. And they do. So we'll be going back green flag racing. And Dean made that inside line work here on the initial start. Now he's going to have to fire from the outside, which seems to be the preferred lane so far, but you can start to see it get a little tricky up there. You got to mind your P's and Q's. You're going to be out there checking out the fishing boats and the buses for sale here at the Lernerville Speedway. No one wants to do that. The pace truck down on the way. Dean Reynolds steps on the gas pedal. He's underway. And look at Lavere. He was ready to go as well. Can he slide into the number 2 spot? He'll try to work up underneath the number 9 of Brian Lawson. Lawson rolls the outside of the speedway. He'll hold on to that number 2 spot. As here comes the 116 of Jimmy Geikis. Geikis starting to roll towards the front here. Remember, he's working here, trying to get to the podium. Lavere still working that inside lane, unable to get to the outside off turn number 2.
He's working the bottom. Another driver. Oh, one getting turned around down the back straightaway. A little contact there. Morano going to get turned around, and one car down to the infield. That is the number 67 of Ty Dickinson. Dickinson going around to the infield, so the caution light's coming right back on. Looks like we're going to score 2 laps there. With the caution lights on for the second time here tonight in the early portions of our 35-lap feature event. We'll watch it back here. Watch the Super Dirt Car Series replay. Watch the 0-3 right there. Speedy Brissett going to get a little sideways right there. And the 67, Ty had nowhere to go in that 5-6 entry. So car 67 getting back out onto the speedway. There you saw, I believe that was the 007 of Bachman also getting some damage in there. Let's watch back here. Watch the Full Throttle Motorsports 07, last week's feature event winner, on the outside minding his own business. And the teammate right there just slides right up in front of him.
It is nowhere to go, and, well, finds himself in trouble.
Looking through here, all drivers back out onto the raceway, though. Bud Molyneux did go down a lap under the first caution flag of the evening. He was not able to get the car back out onto the racetrack in time before the green flag, so he went 1 lap down. So, Al, we were talking about there, the bottom side of the speedway working for a lot of drivers. One driver that's been able to make it work here tonight, the number 20 of Cody Harris. He has not left the bottom side of the speedway here in the early portions. He's just went where they aren't, and he's been able to pick up spots.
Yeah, and starting that far back there, the top front, it's really hard to get those positions. But back here where your drivers are having to hit those brakes and stay off of each other, opens up a little bit there. But the hardest charger so far, up 7 spots, is the driver that's going to restart in spot number 12. That's John Morano. in the 33 car, with green flag getting ready to come back out. Dean Reynolds jumps on the gas pedal once again. He's got a good jump. They're 3 wide for spot number 2. Geik is trying to work the outside. He'll get up to the banking, but it'll be Lawson able to hold on to it. How about Anthony Roselli? Roselli's starting to go to the front. He's got a little bit of a bumper tag from the number 4. Right there behind, I believe that was Scotty Riome. Everybody jostling the position, and here you can see the number 20. He's starting to work the bottom side of the game. That is Cody Harris. He's actually lost a couple spots on this restart.
Yeah, he's trying to get to the top there. The number 20 of Harris was a little sideways that time. Going to stack him up just behind him. Harris has fallen back to the 9th, 10th position. See if he can work his way back towards the front of the field. CJ LeVere is still working the bottom side here. We're going to be 10 laps in the books next time by. So 9 in, 10 this time. One sideways off of turn 4. That's number 57 of Daniel Smith. Smith back there battling with the number 11 right now. That is Kelly Wheeler. Wheeler in the number 11. He'll slide just up in line there down the back straightaway. Little contact there with the number 39 of Craig Bristol and the number 20 of Cody Harris. One car up into the outside wall. That's the number 39, Craig Bristol, as everybody goes into evasive action.
And we say green flag racing is Mike Brewer. Now works the outside of Harrison. He's going to have to get on the brake. The 57 of Daniel Smith had some issues in front of him he had to check out for. How about the number 2 of Harold Klump from the Last Chance Showdowns? Working up here, and they're going to try to go 4 wide, as that's the 20 of Harris got a little bit sideways. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4, and it's going to give the 39 of Craig Bristol the 11th spot as they try to chase down the 57 of Smith and the 39 of Brewer down the backstretch, battling inside for that top 10 position.
Nothing's changed. Oh, problems at the front of the field. The number 7 of Anthony Roselli. Something happened down in turns 3 and 4. The car came to a stop on the exit of turn 4. Nowhere for the 39 of Mike Brewer to go in the rest of the field. Looks like the Van Sickle Electric number 7 of Anthony Roselli got it back under power, but that is what brought the caution flag out there, and everybody had nowhere to go. Looks like Roselli will be able to bring it to the hot pits as the caution lights are on. Let's take a look back here at the Super Dirt Car Series replay. Watch the number 7 here of Anthony Roselli battling with Geikis inside the top 5 position. Just got it up over the berm, and unfortunately that right front heavy impact with the wall, and then Brewer and Smith nowhere to go. Watch it back here, right on board with the number 7 of Anthony Roselli. See the slider and overshot. Parked it into the wall. And Al, you can't park there.
No, and that's one of the toughest spots there. Like I said, there's no wall around the racetrack anywhere else except down the front straightaway. And a tough break for Roselli, who had just nowhere to go and tried to lock it up, but a lot of cars coming at him, a lot of contact there. Some drivers having to come down pit road and jump into those backup cars. And now you got to start playing that game there, Roger, with these cars that are in the back, making their way back towards the front, that have used the backup car. That's the car they got to finish with. You got to be careful, try to stay out of trouble, not bend it up, as that can easily happen. As Dean Reynolds switched things up, he's going to take the inside here on this restart.
Taking a look at it, the 39B real quick here. Mike Brewer, that rear end looks a little cockeyed. He'll keep it under power, though. He'll try to power through this one. Green flag back into the air. It'll be 21 laps remaining here as we're back underway. CJ LeVere still kind of going down right around the bottom side of the speedway. Catfishing here tonight. Everybody else, top shelf hunting.
That they are, and they're working the bottom side here. Here comes the number 3 of Brimmer. Brimmer really rolling the bottom side as well as everyone else to the outside as he battles with Cody Harris. Harris going to skid away just a little bit, but back there a little bit deeper behind them is Ty Dickinson. They are 4 wide off of turn number 4. That was the number 57 of Green, or the 6, Dickinson, excuse me. Back there that they were battling is the Morano Racing Team cars of the agent Bachman, starting to make his way back towards the front. Bachman back into the 14th position, sliding right there behind Sean Green.
Back at the front of the field, there is the battle for the race lead. Now the number 79, Dean Reynolds, holding on to the top spot. He'll see 17 to go, this time on the scoreboard. It's Reynolds, it's Lawson, it's Lavere, Geikus, Wentz, Brewer, Riome, Wheeler, Harris, and Brimmer is the top 10 as they roll. Here comes Lawson. He'll go about a lane lower that time in 3 and 4. See if he can find any little bit of a bite to try to get around the driver out of New York. That's the number 79, the Super Dirt Car Series number 79 of Dean Reynolds. CJ Lavere still sitting there closely in the public enemy setup shot number 4. Remember, last week CJ Lavere did not make the feature event. Here tonight, battling late in this one to see if he can get a podium position.
A little bit deeper in the field here, Roger. Back here with Harold Klump, Sean Green, Anthony Roselli starting to make his way in Bachman. They were really trading some paint back there just a few laps to go. They have settled it on out, but it was gloves off, and it looked like a UFC fight back there as they all worked there around the 12th on back position. Roselli quickly up back to the 15th spot as he works up behind Green and Klump, who are side by side. He's got to be patient trying to figure out which lane to go with as he works around. Now we'll get around the 2K of Klump and puts his sights on Green. Bachman working the inside of the racetrack just in front of this battle as they work down the backstretch. There's still Dean Reynolds up front, but 3 cars nose to tail. Reynolds has his now, as I say that, Lawson with a slide job through turns 1 and 2.
Hill working all the way top shelf, and a little contact there as Reynolds tried to cross him over. Now Reynolds with the slider, not going to be able to clear up in front. It is going to be Brian Lawson top shelf with just 11 laps to go. It'll be Brian Lawson for the first time. We've seen a new race leader here tonight, and it's late into the game. It's Lawson, it's Reynolds, Wentz, Lavere, Riome are the top 5 drivers here. They're going to get the double high fives this time. This is the Venom Racing number 9 of Brian Lawson have 10 more laps left in the tank for that Renegade Venom Racing number 9. Now Reynolds under attack because here comes Logan Wentz down the back straightaway.
Wentz down to the inside now. He'll try to slide up in front of the 79, which he will do so. Reynolds going to take a look to the inside. He'll try to cross him back up, but Wentz with too much momentum around the outside now has eyes set on Lawson. Lavere still back there in spot number 4, in car number 4. Behind him is the number 4, Scotty Riome. So the pair of 4s battling it out here. And here comes Kelly Wheeler as well in that 11 car. Back there in spot number 6. Everyone else kind of settling it back in right now as they all chase the Lawson automobile. Wentz, he's a little bit quicker and closing in on the race leader, working lap number 28.
Yeah, you notice that the number 18 of Logan Wentz has gone top shelf hunting. He's worked that right rear right up against the cushion. This time now Brian Lawson goes up there. He'll pack a little dirt back there onto the number 18 of Logan Wentz. It'll be 6 to go. Now look down here in turns 1 and 2. You see the 9 of Lawson goes a little bit lower. The 18 of Wentz right up against the outside. Just trying to keep all the momentum up in the number 18. Wentz is now knocking on his back door with 5 laps to go.
Oh, and Lawson into the outside retaining while Wentz is going to take the look to the inside. He'll do so as it looks like Lawson is up over the banking as that gives Logan Wentz the race lead over Dean Reynolds and CJ Lavere into the 3rd spot. Off break for Lawson as he will slide out of this event as Wentz has just 5 laps to go as he hits turns 3 and 4. As they work down here and battle for your top 3 now separating a little bit. But Scotty Riome and Kelly Wheeler is now the yellow flag will fly here in the late stages of this event.
The number 33 of John Morano having some problems in turns 1 and 2. That will bring the caution flag out here with just 3 laps to go. So a shootout at the end of this one is coming your way, race fans. And what do you say we take the look back here as John Morano will make his way to pit road. And that started out of turn number 4, Morano, and I believe that was the 88 of Steele back there, made some contact, and then Morano went down into turn 1 and 2, and something must be broken. The car absolutely just went around on him. So drivers racing hard. Let's watch it back here. See, there was contact from the 88. I believe that was Steele in the 88. Him and Morano making the contact in 3 and 4, and that's what broke something in the rear end of that number 33. So coming down to the end of this one, Al, this is how it will work here tonight. We still have 2 laps left. So when we take the green flag, I think we will get the opportunity to come back around for a white flag, a green-white checker, if you will, race fans. But it does not go against the rules here tonight because we still have 2 green-white checker attempts for us if we were to need them. A green-white checker attempt for all you race fans out there. We're going to come around. The pace truck will leave the racing surface. We're going to get the green. We'll go around 1 lap. That'll be the white flag, and the next flag, well, is the checkered flag. The first one back to it wins. If we don't take the white flag, we're going to see the yellow, and that means we're going to line them back up, and we're going to do it all over again.
Yeah, right now this is not being counted as one of those 2 attempts. So this is a, I guess you would call a
Give him a mulligan.
Yeah, natural green-white checkers. Green flag's up. Wentz with a good jump over Reynolds. He's opened up about a 4-car length advantage. Here comes C.J. Lavere. He's going to swing it down low. Can't make anything happen that time off of turn number 2, though, as Reynolds will hold on to the number 2 spot. Back there behind him is Wheeler and Rayom running 4th and 5th. As they work down here, Wentz still leads it with just 2 laps to go.
Well, they threw the white flag out. We're going to end this one this time by. So Logan Wentz trying to pick up his first win of the season. And he'll do it this time out of turn number 4. It'll be Logan Wentz coming across the line. It'll be Wentz, Reynolds, Lavere, Wheeler, Rayom, Brewer, Bachman, Brimmer, Geikus, and Bristol. Your unofficial top 10 here tonight. So a good run by these drivers here in round number 2. Logan Wentz, of course, picking up the win. Looking at it, this will be win number 2 in his career here with the G-Stone Motors 358 Modified Series. There you see your top 3 finishers down there in victory lane here tonight. We will get to talk to all 3 of them, I do believe. So race fans, as you take a look at the unofficial results on the left-hand side of the screen, we're going to take a quick break here from Lernerville. We're going to get those top drivers here because I'm sure you're tired of listening to Al and I talk about this and with how exciting it was. Listen to their words behind the helmets.
I've been doing this a long time. Well, I'll tell you, working the farm, it gets you in great shape for the season. It is hard to get up in the morning sometimes. But a lot of people believe in me. And there's always work to be done on the farm. When I decided to buy a truck, I went to G-Stone Motors. Because first of all, they are nice. I checked twice. They got me exactly what I wanted when I needed it. And it came with all the bells and whistles. Those heated seats, definitely a favorite feature of mine. I travel halfway around the world to get my truck serviced. That says a lot. You can buy a good truck anywhere, but finding a team of people you can believe in, now that's something special.
Well, welcome back here, race fans. Another one in the books, but you saw it for yourself, and now you want to hear it from the drivers. So what do you say we start things off with the driver that will finish P number 1 here tonight? Let's not waste any more of his time here tonight. He's a very important man. I'm telling you, race fans, don't take it from my word. Take it from his. So what do you say we bring him in? Logan Wentz, how about it tonight? You take this number 18 to victory lane, but in the beginning of this race, it didn't look like the winning number 18.
No, not really. Starting so far back, I wasn't really comfortable with the track being as tacky as it was. I like more of a slick track. It slowly became my prime time.
You talk about your prime time. You sat there behind the number 79 of Dean Reynolds for, well, all but a quarter of this race here tonight. What were you looking at when you ran behind the number 79? Were you eyeing him up, seeing where your car was stronger than his?
No, basically I knew it was just a line around the top, and that's all it was going to be. You're going to have to watch for your mistakes and take advantage where you can. There was very few mistakes, and that's why there were some close sliders thrown, but it's just all fun, hard racing.
You talk about those sliders back and forth a few times. It looked like after you exchanged 2 sliders, Dean Reynolds tried to come in one final time there, but he wasn't quite able to clear. You kept your right foot in it. Did you think at that time You had it.
No, I was kind of expecting another one or two sliders to go back and forth, but it's just how it goes. Teammates give and teammates take.
How about that late race yellow, that green-white checker attempt? What was going through the head? Did you know the playbook coming from behind you?
Not necessarily. Green-white checkers could always be questionable, but I just tried to get a good start off the rip, and it did, and came out with the win.
Well, you walk away with round number 2's victory here, so what do you say we roll the red carpet out for you here tonight at Lernerville, home state for you here in Pennsylvania, and we hand you the microphone. Who's back home here? Who's on the side of this number 18 that you got to thank for tonight's victory?
First off, I got to thank you guys for putting on this broadcast, and 802 for giving us a place to race. Castleberry Flagstone for keeping me employed. The boys over at FTM for helping me week in and week out. Super Dirt Car Series, Dean over there, Expert Installation, MDI TV, and Swan Speed Shop.
There you have it. He picks up the big W here tonight at Lernerville. The driver of car number 18, that'll be Logan Wentz. Wentz picks up the victory. That means there's someone else on the podium here, and I believe, Al, we're going to pass it over to you. You got the driver of car number 79 standing by.
Yeah, we're down here on, outside of victory lane. One spot shy. Dean, you ran a really good race, led the most laps here this afternoon, but just going to fall one spot shy. The car kind of went away from you at the later stages, didn't it?
Yeah, well, and I was a little too tentative in 3 and 4. The last couple of races I ran here, I went over the bank, and I had that in my mind, so I thought maybe if I can just stay a good speed, I can keep them behind, and maybe not enough where, they could slide me, but I was wrong. I was a little too conservative. Brian got me first, and then Logan got me second, and we got a little break there where Brian got into the wall there in the front stretch, and he tried to save it and then got back into the wall and went off the bank. So that helped us a little bit. And then when Logan slid me, I just couldn't get my car just quite right to slide him back in 1 and 2. And the only time I look in my mirror is when, I'm doing a slider, and I looked in the mirror and I said, I'm not going to clear him. I'm not going to do this. And so I rolled up and let Logan go by around, and then from there on out, he was faster than I was. I just had to hope that maybe he slipped off the track and I can get lucky like he did with Brian. But congrats to Logan and CJ. I mean, dude, that made up for last week for CJ, so I'm sure he's going to be happy. But really good race. I think only 4 yellows. We still got a couple things to do, and to get it cleaned up to where we are used to in the 802. But the new guys are really racing fun and having a good time. So let's keep it going. 30 cars. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Lernerville, like you said, one of those tough tracks there. How nerve-wracking is it behind the wheel of these 358 G-Stone Modifieds? Is it, being on that edge, like you said, you were not in the market for buses or boats, I'm taking it, since you did not go over the banking this afternoon. But just, on the edge, that's such a fast lane. It's rewarding if you hit it, but it's also can wipe out your race if not. We saw that happen with Lawson after taking a race lead. Just misjudged it up off of turn number 4, and that front straightaway catches you in a hurry.
Yeah, and really the tough part here is, for me, it's 1 and 2. I just don't know where to go in 1 and 2. Go in the middle, do a slider, go up top. It's a tough track. It's a technical track. The top got a little bit more dominant than what we wanted to, but, you can't make a mistake here because, it's just, you can go over that bank. So you always got that part right there, and, I'll take the second. Logan beat me and makes up for a little bit of last week. I had tough luck, and hopefully we'll get some good points, and we'll go on from here. But thanks to everybody.
Yeah, good start here tonight, and finished 11th 1 week ago at Volusia. Going to come home with a second place, so a good punch in the arm for the overall championship standings after a 35-lap race here at Lernerville. We know you're a busy man, so we'll let you get back to it, and a lot of things going on in your life, but who makes it all possible to be here on the podium talking, unfortunately talking to me. Roger called me up and said, hey, I need some help tonight. I said, well, sure, I'll come talk about some dirt racing. Why not? And you pulled the short straw and had to talk to me. I apologize.
Well, so the first thanks goes to you, Al. At least I got a good quality voice guy to interview me this time. in the 802. So I really appreciate that. But no, all seriousness, thanks to Roger for, he hasn't felt well for a week, but yet he still wanted to get the broadcast for us. So I got to thank both of you for stepping up and coming in here and showcasing this for the friends and family at home. Got to thank G-Stone Motors, first of all. If it wasn't for Justin Stone and his family, you guys wouldn't be here broadcasting it. They sponsored the entire league, so we got to thank them. Got to thank the guys at Full Throttle Motorsports. I'm part of the team, and they helped this old guy get fast. And, got to thank them, and just thank everybody in the league for a good show. And, and congratulations to Logan and CJ on the podium.
Well, congratulations, sir. You were not no slouch behind the wheel either, leading the most laps here this evening, and going to come home with a second place finish. Congratulations. And I believe Roger is caught up with our third place finisher, the driver of that number 4, CJ Levere.
Yeah, if you thought the driver of the number 18 was happy in victory lane, well, you haven't heard CJ Levere from the third podium position. CJ, last week a very disappointing race for you in that number 4. Tonight, though, makes it all come back possible, puts you back in the talking points going into next week. But talk us through how this number 4 was able to pick up 2 spots in tonight's feature and be right there in the money late for a victory.
We just had to get used to the car again. As you know, I'm a front-wheel drive guy, and we haven't done much rear-wheel drive racing all summer. And last week we pulled the car out of the garage and we went for it, and we just weren't ready and had a couple problems with the pedals and whatnot, and just didn't happen for us. We got everything all good this week, and we're right back in form. We're ready. We want to pick up that victory real bad, and just quite couldn't get it tonight.
You didn't get it tonight, but a third place finish overall is going to put you back in the mid-pack, we'll call it, in the overall points championship. Still a lot of racing left. 15 points races this season, 2 of them now on the books, so there's still a lot of time to work up to, the top where you finished last year. You finished towards the top of the point standings last season. What do you think, though? What can you do with this third place finish tonight? Could you take this momentum and roll it into some more podium and even possible victories this season?
The competition is real stout, and at any time, even top guy could not qualify. From here on out, we just got to qualify for the show and get top 10 finishes. Top 5 would be even better. And see where we land mid-season, and then maybe even have to make a little harder charge and take some chances.
Well, you take a chance every time you step behind the wheel, CJ. Thanks for coming out and talking to us. It's always good to see you out there on the track here on iRacing, but it's also great to follow you in your racing career over the summer. I did miss one thing in your summer racing. How did Charlotte end up for you this year?
We got better. We got 2 second places. We led a few laps, Charlotte, both races. Came up a little short. We brought a small block to a big block race in 2 seconds. We're really happy with that.
Well, congratulations on those podium finishes down in Charlotte. Congratulations here tonight for your podium, which is P number 3 tonight here at Lernerville. So what do you say? Who makes it all possible back home and here on the sim side of things?
Well, I got to thank all my team at Public Enemy. They kept this car in the garage all summer for me and kept that spot, and we got it right back out, and I appreciate all of them. I got to thank my new sponsor, Advanced Auto Parts. Without them, this summer wouldn't have been possible, and this winter won't be either. So I got to thank all the guys at 802 and G-Stone Motors for putting this league on, all the hard work, Dirt Car for their sponsorship with the Hard Charger Award, Turn 3 Motors for the videos, and the commentary. I love you, Roger. You're awesome, and I hope to see you guys next week.
There you have it. He'll finish P number 3 here tonight. That'll be CJ Levere. CJ Levere picking up the final podium position. Unofficial results here for the rest of your field. It was Logan Wentz obviously picking up the win. Dean Reynolds in second. CJ Levere across the line in P number 3. Then it was Kelly Wheeler in 4th. Scotty Rione back into the 5th spot. Mike Brewer in 6th with a bent and twisted up rear end. He was still able to pick up the 6th position. Sam Bachman, after last week's win, he will fall to 7th here tonight. Garen Brimmer, the driver out of Texas will finish into the 8th spot, but he will also pick up the most spots gained here tonight in the feature, plus 12 for the number 3 of Brimmer. Jimmy Geikus will fall 7 spots and finish back into the 9th position, and Craig Bristol unofficially rounds out the top 10. Al, a great race here at the Lernerville Speedway, and an absolute honor to have you up here calling one of these races for the G-Stone Motors 358 Modified Series. How about it here at the end of this one?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank you, Roger, for tagging me and letting me come down and play a little bit this afternoon or this evening. And a special thanks to G-Stone Motors and the Super Dirt Car Series for, making this league happen with the 802 Racing League. And just glad to be a part of the show. And what a great show it was. A lot of passing, a lot of hard racing, and it was clean. Only 4 yellow flags this afternoon in tonight's main event, and I don't think we had any yellow flags in our heat races in consolation. So tip to the hat to all the drivers out there as well. We know the drivers, some of them might have not finished where they wanted, but they get to pack it up, do it again in 1 week's time, and we'll be watching from afar. As I think next week we'll have to look and see if I'm available or not, Roger, but hopefully you're feeling better. Glad I was able to maybe help out those vocals just a little bit. Sorry about the beginning of the show there when I had to go down for that Diet Coke.
Well, everybody needs to wet the old whistle every once in a while. But race fans, 1 week from now, we will be at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, I lie. We're not going to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to go across the street to the dirt track at Charlotte. 35 laps from the half-mile-high Bank Speedway there in Concord, North Carolina. That's where you will find round number 3 for the G-Stone Motors 358 Modified Series, brought to us by the 802 iRacing League. Well, that's going to about do it here tonight as Logan Wentz takes the victory in round number 2. So for everybody over at G-Stone Motors, everybody at Super Dirt Car Series, everybody over at 802 iRacing League, and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, that is Al Smith. I'm Roger Muth, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the virtual Lernerville Speedway. And until we see you next time at Charlotte, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.
I'm Jake McDonough, one of the co-owners of Woodware. I work with Drew and my dad Brian, and we've been here for a long time. We have a great relationship with G-Stone Motors. They've always taken great care of us. I remember when I was a kid riding in G-Stone box trucks. The G-Stone service department has been great. They get us back on the road as soon as we need. If we don't have our vehicles, we're not doing business. And so they always make sure that we're able to operate at our highest level. It's been a great relationship.
G-Stone Motors, your family Ford dealership, Route 7 South, Middlebury, Vermont.